It's so big! Is this the energy y'all are subscribed for? So, the train station Leipzig is just so huge. Like, are they compensating for something or what? Guess who went to Leipzig just to ride the transit? It was me. Sorry, I was too busy foaming.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing, girly? Do you want to be on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to wave? Do you want to say hi?
I'm just gonna wave.
I can't believe I passed you by because I was bus foaming. Hi, Val.
Hi.
So hey folks, welcome back to Transit in Depth, now featuring the fine folks from the Gleisgenossen. Specifically Val, as in my friend Val, not the Gadgetbahn. Ooh, we know this is gonna be a good one. At least 3 people got that joke. Go take the L. Take the L. This video is brought to you in part by the letter T for Tram. And it's also brought to you in part by me. As in, check out my merch store and get stickers such as Overly Traumatic, your own piss smellometer so you can rank how bad your own train station elevators smell. Even stickers to let you know that the S5 to Stadler is causing you immense pain. Net here, anyone? Come on, it's a German merch store. Anyway, check it out in the description below, and if you would like to give me money in some other way, I also have a Patreon. Now give me money. But this isn't about the main station, this is about the trams of Leipzig. First opened in 1872, the Leipzig trams originally used horses, but now they don't. It's all electric, but the trams run on a slightly wider than usual track gauge called Leipzig gauge, which is neat. Kind of reminds me of Philadelphia in that way. Look at this wide-ass 1458mm shit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I also like that the operating group behind them is the L Leipziger Verkehrsbetrieb. I was very sad to find out that the people of Leipzig don't call taking the tram taking the L. I guess they're taking the L right there, am I right? Go take the L.
No.
Take the L. How do you do, fellow kids? God, my fucking arm just popped into the mic. I'm not even 30. It's a truly huge network of a wide variety of trams though, and Val and I rode every single one of them. Hi, welcome to Everything About the Leipzig Trams, where today we're trying to do everything about the Leipzig Trams.
Real.
I brought a Val with me.
Hi.
Hi, that's the Val from the Riva Genossenschaft.
From the, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, we need to go catch the S-Bahn. We have like 3 minutes. Let's go. If there's any one place to start with this though, it is actually Leipzig Hauptbahnhof. This is a truly massive complex of a station that was literally born out of 2 older, bigger stations that are near each other, just kind of being stitched together. To say it's like a temple of trains is really understating it. This place is massive. Originally featuring 26 tracks, some have been taken out of service over the years, and as the tram network in Leipzig is complemented by the S-Bahn Mitteldeutschland, Germany's largest S-Bahn network, you can also get access to that here. Sometimes short-turn S-Bahn trains do actually go up to the mainline stub platforms. Yeah, they're stubs, trains have to reverse out of here. And I actually had that happen a few times with the S-Bahn during my visit earlier this year. This is such a grody track. Looks like it's abandoned, but no, it's apparently an actual platform that they have the option to use, I guess. But most go through the Leipzig City Tunnel, which, well, you can find at Hauptbahnhof. But I had to mention the station. It's so unbelievably huge and just kind of cool. It's a nearly 84,000 square meter complex. For context, for my more Hamburgish viewers, that's 2.5 of Hamburg Central Station side. And for my American viewers, you'll never believe how many delayed travelers that can fit.
We have a problem with our timetable. The people who do the signals think our train does not exist. Yeah, but we exist.
Some of the fun things I got to do at this station included visiting a mini train museum on an out-of-service platform, playing with a coin-op model train layout with Val, going to the Dunkin' Donuts in the very sizable mall underneath the station because my trip to Boston last year got me hooked on them, seeing a man take a poop in the main hall at 3 in the morning, and finally, getting my Flix train home canceled and going to Chemnitz for a day, but that was a previous video. Are we going to review another elevator?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know. I record a lot of reviews. Oh shit, it's S-Bahn. Okay, so like Leipzig Hauptbahnhof, let's go.
It smells the same as in Holland.
It smells the same as in Halle, but perhaps with less fascism.
True. No.
Oh, holy fuck.
Yeah, there's actually a second level. I never understood why. Like, you can actually go to the second level with the elevator, but it just brings you out to this, like, mid-thing.
Holy shit, that's a big station. Importantly for Leipzig Hauptbahnhof, though, is the great connection to the tram network just outside. Actually, if you don't want to go outside, there's a direct connection from the underground S-Bahn platforms to tram platforms, letting you get there without having to cross the street. Just a masterclass in transit connectivity. Leipzig Hauptbahnhof is a pretty huge interchange on the tram network. Not every line goes through here, this isn't Hamburg, but it is still served by lines 1, 3, 4, 7, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, and 16. Really huge network, and a lot of people don't even use it. Maybe it's because Leipzig is also a great biking city. But shit, if you do ride the trams, you might get to ride an old Tatra, and as a foamer, I'm all about that. The mini tram lines all converge in a big loop in the city center, which is like a more advanced triangular transfer, like an octagonal transfer. Does that make sense? Maybe it is just a triagonal transfer, and I'm just trying to be stupid about it. Go take the L. Take the L. The point is that getting on a tram to wherever you need to go is only a short connection or two away here. When I was making this video, I was a bit worried about how I'd be able to go through lines here in an easy, manageable way, but seems that some of the map makers that L has had over the years have me covered and grouped many of the lines together by color. Often this is based on shared route attributes, or at least that's how it comes off to me anyway. Let's go through them. It's math time, gamers! Starting with the green lines, these are lines 1, 1E, 3, and 3E. Line 1 begins southwest in Lausen, where it heads east to Ratzelbogen, the terminus of line 2. And by the way, for those curious about pronunciation, I tried to have Val coach me, and as it turns out on some of these, I'm just a lost cause. Anyway, at Ratzelbogen, from there they continue together to Adler, where there's a transfer with line 3. Line 3, meanwhile, has begun more southward of Nautkleiberg? Yeah, Nautkleiberg, where it heads mostly due north, save for a weird sharp turn east right before the stop at Huttenstrasse. And then it heads north to Adler, where it crosses with lines 1 and 2. Line 1-2 then turn northeast, joining with line 14 just north of Klingerweg. Line 2 diverges at Westplatz, with 1 and 14 continuing on a route towards Hauptbahnhof, where they once again meet with line 3, which had previously only had a single transfer to line 14 back at Felsenkeller. At Hauptbahnhof, line 14 turns south, leaving lines 1 and 3, along with line 8, to run a shared right-of-way until H. Liebmann Eisenbahnstrasse. Line 1 then heads north, where it runs alone on a twisty route. There's a major station at Schönefeld, where some Line 1 trains terminate, designated 1E. Normal Line 1 trains, however, continue on to Machauer Vollbeddingstrasse, where they join with Line 8, which they run along with until the line terminus at Markau Post. Whew, that was a mouthful. Gonna need some more Monster. Going back south, Line 3 continues with Line 8 one more stop to Torgauer Platz, where it diverges on an extensive northeasterly right-of-way. This continues until Porlitzer Allee / S-Bahnhof Heiterblick. Yes, that's the station name. It really rolls off the tongue, don't it? If you ever have a kid, I'll definitely name them that. I'll call them Porby for short. I don't have any footage of that station, so here's a really aesthetic shot of Miltitzer Allee. Line 3 proper continues northeast from here to Taucha, the terminus of the line. However, there is a branch off this line, a light southeast curve, with trams heading this way designated 3E. At Paunsdorf Nord, 3E trains reach both the Line 8 terminus and start running on a shared right-of-way with Line 7, which they stick together with until a shared terminus at Sommerfeld. Was that a lot to take in? Congrats! That was literally just lines 1 and 3. There are so many more. But I hope one thing is clear so far. Leipzig is cool as fuck. Even if I saw an equal number of goth lesbians and weird blonde-haired men with off-D buttons while I was there, it's like the city is culturally at war with itself. Also, no one ever smiles. So this is the first tram type we're riding today. What is this?
It's a Leoliner. Actually, not Leipzig exclusive. It's also being run in Halberstadt, which is in Sachsen-Anhalt.
Well, yeah, the Hearts.
Yeah, in the Hearts. Yeah, this one's a bit special because we're basically the first ones to order it because we built them themselves, like ourselves, like at the transit company. Yeah.
There's there's a foamer window, but no foamer seat.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, that's so depressing.
Finally enough if you take enough time, you can review it right now because nobody's on the tram.
Yeah, sure, give me the tour.
Yeah, it's pretty small, it's pretty cute.
Very narrow.
Yeah, it's very narrow. It's the narrowest of all tram types. It's actually the old seat design. This one's the new one.
Anything different besides the pattern?
It's just the pattern. That's what I meant with the design, like the pattern.
Ooh, look at the cab.
They are step-free in the middle segment.
In the middle?
Yeah, but not at the first and last doors, sadly.
Oh, interesting. I saw the steps and my first thought was, because we were talking about Boston earlier, I was like, oh, that's almost green line coded.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I found the sand.
Yeah.
Yo. Huh?
There's a tram stop that doesn't open right now.
Oh shit, where at?
This area.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghost Station.
Sort of sees it. Because right there is like a big strawberry field.
It's very loud on here.
Yeah.
Like the ride quality though. Moving clockwise in the first two lines, let's talk about the yellow lines, which I'm dividing into two segments for the sake of clarity. Lines 2 and 8 respectively serve the areas of Grunau Süd and Grunau Nord at their southwesterly termini. Line 2, as we covered, begins with Line 1 at Ratzelbogen, where it curves around, has an interchange of Line 3 at Adler, and joins with Line 14 north of Klingerweg. It doesn't even meet up with Line 8 until Westplatz, in the city center loop. Line 8, which has begun at a dedicated terminus at Ankirchberg in Grunau Nord, actually joins with Line 15 at Schönauer Ring, which it runs concurrently with for a huge amount of time before being joined by Line 7 at Lindauer Markt and Line 3 at Ungerbrücke. It then diverges off at Waldplatz, where it meets with Line 2 again at Westplatz. These two literally only stay together for two more stops. At Wilhelm Leuchnerplatz, they split off big time. Line 2 heads southeast, being doubled by lines 9, 16 up to Bayischer Bahnhof and Deutsche National Bibliothek respectively. It then dives east to Technisches Rathaus, where it parallels line 15 with the usual terminus being at Naunhofer Straße. This is not a short turn, by the way, according to the L. This is the usual terminus. However, some line 2 trams do continue with line 15 all the way to its terminus at Moisdorf. Why these aren't called 2E or whatever is beyond me. Line 8, meanwhile, has headed due east from Hauptbahnhof, joining with Line 7 at Annenstrasse, which it shares trackage with until its terminus at Paunsdorf Nord. Speaking of Line 15, let's cover the first two of the dark blue lines, which respectively are Lines 15 and 7. Line 15 begins in the west at Miltitz. Mill. After joining with Line 8 at Schönauer Ring, they continue concurrently with each other until the city center. Line 7, meanwhile, began a good bit north of 15 and west of the city at Bolitz-Ehrenberg, going in a light southeasterly arc until Lindauer Markt. From there, Lines 7, 8, and 15 run together, being joined by Line 3 at Ungerbrücke. After 8 dives off at Waldplatz, 3, 8, and 15 continue running to Hauptbahnhof, being joined by Lines 4 at Waldplatz, 9 and 12 at Goldler Ring, and 10, 11, and 16 at Hauptbahnhof itself. That's a lot to take in.
So yeah, this is basically Paunsdorf Nord Station. It's a very special station on the network, where you have this platform, which is the arrival platform from the line we just took, the line 7 to Bolitz-Ehrenberg, or the city center basically. Back there, you have the arrival platform for the 7 in the other direction where we just came from. This one is the arrival platform for the line 8 that terminates here, so it goes in a loop. The loop is right there, back there. It's a very long loop, it's basically like an actual circle. You can actually go around the loop also, like just go in a circle all the time. Back there's another station, or like another stop for the line 3 that comes from back there. It stops there, and basically every single line that goes to here has a way of terminating here also. Basically, every single line that goes here connects into this tram loop back there. So every single tram can terminate here, and that's kind of cool.
Taking the term triangle transfer to its literal extreme.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Oh, is that the 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the line 8. This is the NGT8 or NGT8. It doesn't really have another name. It's a Duwag-Gelenktriebwagen, a normal Niederflur-Gelenktriebwagen. But obviously with Leipzig speciality, with the gauge and doors on one side only and stuff like that.
Oh, and is that the trailing wagon?
That's the trailer car. It's funnily enough, it's made by Bombardier.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what? You board on the opposite... Oh, no, we're just on the...
Wrong side, right? Yeah, we're on the wrong side.
This is... Oh, that's the foamer seats. I love that.
So you have the foamer seats here. What else can we say about this? So it's also pretty cramped in my opinion. It's very much similar to the Leoliner in this case. Here's the door opening button. It's very nice. It's one of my favorite designs for door opening buttons.
Oh, it has kind of the couch seating.
Yeah, it has some really weird like lounge tram seating.
Leaning posts.
Yeah, this is basically like a multifunctional space where you have like wheelchair spaces and spaces for like trolleys and stuff.
Oh, I
like
hate
that.
this.
Yeah, it's annoying. It fucking sucks. This screen is new. These things, they're actually pretty old. They've been a thing for a long time. They used to hang here until we started putting them on the side when we started introducing these digital displays. And yeah, it's sort of basically a mirror image from the other side. So you have like the same layout here. This is the new ticket machines that we have that are contactless only. And now you can tell how quiet it is.
This is like... I'm like, wow, it's almost like it's an electric tram.
Yeah.
So we're just reviewing them on the fly, and I'll do the last one here because it was so loud.
Yeah.
What was the last one? Leoliner, you said?
Leoliner, yeah.
That one was very comfortable, but very narrow, old, and loud as fuck.
It's surprisingly, it's older than you, like it's newer than you think it is.
How old is it?
Let me check. I think it was built, off the top of my head, this could be wrong, but I think 2007, 2008.
What the fuck?
So it's not that old. But the thing is, why it seems old is because, again, it was built by our own transport authority, and they tried to use as many spare parts from Tatras as they could, because we had a lot of Tatras, we had a lot of spare parts to use from them. So we decided to build a tram that goes along that kind of like infrastructure, basically, so we can repair it in a cheaper way and build it and produce it in a cheaper way. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why it seems old, but it's not.
For that one, I would actually give the coveted 6 out of 10 award.
Yeah. I think 6 out of 10 is fair.
The trailing car currently is at like a solid 9, or like for me, because quite frankly, it's quiet, it's low floor, but most importantly, it's also very comfortable, and I really like it.
Personally, I don't know if this will change your rating, but what I don't like about it is the fact that it's narrow. So especially in like rush hour, it gets really full.
Yes.
Like it's incredible. Like if you have 2 trolleys just standing there, 2 strollers, it's gonna be full.
What do you say we need to start getting bi-articulated trailer cars?
No?
Which at that point, like, just get another tram, right?
Yeah, at that point. Like, I've seen, like, this tram type in front, you know, the Tiberius Q.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if you go to, for example, Düsseldorf, I think, and Bochum as well, and Gelsenkirchen, they run them as, like, a dual mode. And Halle too, actually. They run them, like, in a traction, like, with 2. Running like with each other, basically, you know?
Yeah. And I'm out of Monster. Line 715 diverged south on a huge shared corridor that seems a bit prone to tram bunching south from Hauptbahnhof, being joined by the red, other dark blue, light blue lines, and line 8. The lines split up again at Johannesplatz though, less so going all in their own direction and more so splitting from one big corridor into 2 smaller corridors. Line 7 runs with Line 4 until Reudnitz Kohlerstrasse, where it heads northeast, hitting 2 exclusive stations, before joins with Line 8 at Annenstrasse. These 2 then share trackage until Line 8 terminates at Paunsdorf Nord. This is where Line 7 then turns sharply south, where it follows Line 3E to the shared terminus at Sommerfeld. Back at Augustusplatz, line 15 splits off due southeast, joined by some line 12 trams until Technisches Rathaus. One stop later at Altes Messegelände, it's joined by line 2, some line 2 trams following it all the way to its terminus at Muisdorf. Meow? Tell me about this tram. We've lost Val. So far, this tram is, let's see, the lights are working, seats are much harder but wider. The announcements won't stop. I was going to say 7.5, but this long ass announcement's giving it a 7. What type of tram is this?
It's an NGT. It's a Duvac Gedenktriebwagen that I talked about earlier. Yeah. Free things. I don't know what they're called. I guess free cars, free carriages, whatever.
3 sections?
Yeah, sections would be the best. Yeah, they're I think the second longest, no wait, the third longest on the tram network. They're fine.
They're fine.
They're very fast, but the brakes kind of suck.
They do not disappoint.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
I don't know where else to slot this in, so let's look at the small light blue line 14. Line 14 starts at S-Bahn Plagwitz, where it connects to, you guessed it, the S-Bahn. It runs east with an interchange with line 3 at Felsenkeller. Just east of Nonnenstrasse, it joins with lines 1 and 2, which it parallels into the city center. It then goes around Center City in a clockwise loop, connecting with literally every other tram line at some point before looping back on itself and heading back to Plagwitz at Westplatz. Line 14 is the shortest line in the network. The next, however, is the longest. And thanks to Bell, I rode the whole damn thing. I like the idea of taking the whole route, but as it gets later, I'm like, damn it, late.
Yeah.
And I'm old. Ever wanted to see 2 guys moving a mattress on a tram? That's something we saw on line 11 in Leipzig. This line doesn't even begin in Leipzig. It's all the way out northwest in Schkeuditz. Yes, that's the town name. I tried to pronounce it a ton. It's very fun to say. Say it with me now. Schkeuditz. This tramline runs on a huge stretch into the city until Vaughan, a lot of which is not only running within traffic, but features tram stops that literally just let you off into the middle of the street, like a glorified suburban bus stop or something. Very Toronto core. Vaughan is the terminus of both tramline 10 and some short turns of line 11 branded 11E. Yeah, not all of them go to Schkeuditz. Lines 10 and 11 actually share a bunch of trackage from here on out, looping around clockwise into the city center, meeting up with line 4 at Lindenthaler Strasse, line 12 at Litzaustrasse, and then joining up with line 16 at Chaussee-Haus, which they share trackage with through the city center itself. This store?
No, yeah.
Alright. Ooh, even wider bench, if I'm feeling that right?
Yeah, it's a bit wide.
Plusher. Alright, tell me about this.
Yeah, it's the Solaris one. It's built by Bombardier. That's part of the Leipzig Classic family.
My poor beloved Canadian fallen comrade.
Built in Bautzen in Saxony, pretty far from here, about 3 hours by train.
It still has kind of that new transit smell to it.
Yeah, to some degree, yeah, but it's pretty old, I guess. Like, I think it was built in like 2010, something around that time, somewhere in the 2010s. Yeah, I don't have the exact numbers, but yeah, they're nice. I like them a lot. They're again the largest, so they're just cool. I like them, and they're really quiet.
Like compared to the first one, this is like. Also, it's wider.
Yeah,
like this one's a way wider. Like, look at this.
Next stop, Girdle Ring.
Oh god, it's a tunnel. Wait, I need to film the tunnel? Quick, give me live tunnel reaction. Oh damn, I should probably mention line 16 now since according to the handy dandy map, it's the one other red line. Line 16 starts to the north of Leipzig at the Messegelände stop. It heads west and sharply turns south after fucking this place, Mitte, heading through a dedicated right-of-way all the way to Chaussee-Haus. The red lines interchange with line 9 one stop later at W. Liebknechtplatz, and then has yet another shared stop of line 9 one stop to the south at Hauptbahnhof West. Yes, West. Leipzig Hauptbahnhof is so huge and has multiple different tram stops. Well, it has 2 anyways, the main one and Hauptbahnhof West. Together, these two also hit Augustusplatz, breaking off of one another southwards afterwards. Line 1011 had one more stop west to Wilhelm Leuschnerplatz, connecting with lines 2, 8, 9, 14 there. They then head south, joining line 9 at HTWK, which I'm not even going to look up what that means. This only lasts one stop though, with line 10 diverging west at the shared stop at Schkeuditz Kreuz. Lines 9 and 11 then continue heading south, with line 9 terminating in S-Bahnhof Schkeuditz. Line 11 keeps going south though, some line 11 trams ending at Dolitzstrassenbahnhof, labeled 11E. The main line 11 trams, however, continue south to Markkleeberg Ost, where they finally, mercifully terminate. It's a long ride. Don't ride line 11 end to end. Heading back north to Schkeuditz Kreuz, line 10 has two exclusive stations on its little eastward crossing before meeting up with line 16 at Triftweg. Line 16, by the way, had previously gone through a curvy loop of multiple connections lines 2 and 9 after the Augustusplatz split. Lines 10 and 16 run together all the way to their shared terminus at Lusnich. Lusnich? It's hard, y'all. Ooh.
Yeah.
These are very spacious indeed.
Yeah, these are more spacious. These are built by Solaris, which is actually a bus company. But they basically their entire tram department got sold off to Stadler, so in theory those are Stadler trams. Second loudest on the network, the newest on the network.
They're louder than other ones, maybe it's just because we're in the middle bit.
Yeah, but they're generally also pretty loud. They are more spacious, they are a bit more modern, they have funny things.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if y'all can see, but yeah, there's mood lighting in here. The lights keep switching colors.
Yeah, the driver can actually do it in front, but you can do like warmer tones, cooler tones. You can change the light intensity, so you can change like the brightness of it. It's gotten a bit darker. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit darker now to adjust to like the level of darkness outside and stuff. It's very interesting what you can do. And you can also completely turn it off, obviously.
So it's getting a little dark out. Quick review, very quick review.
Yeah.
Because I need to dump footage at the hotel because these DJI uncompressed files are huge.
Yeah.
Alright, so what was the tram type we took before this one? The one that was your favorite?
The Bombardier Flight City Classic, also known as the NGT12 or NGT12.
I give that one 8 out of 10 because it was very comfortable.
It was comfortable, it's long, it's fun.
And
it's going right past us right now.
I like the Bombardier. The other one was the Stadler?
Stadler / Solaris. I would say Solaris / Stadler because Solaris started building them and then Stadler took over.
That one was less comfortable, but newer.
Yeah.
I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Alright, it's fucking cold in Leipzig. Let's go to the hotel.
Let's just go to the hotel. It's fine.
We only have 3 more lines to go through though. 2 are dark blue, and 1 is yellow, but screw it. Let's cover them together. Because one thing you may notice just by looking at a map is that some numbers are missing. There's no Tram 5, for instance. Blame American car culture partially, and something DDI reunification for the rest of it. Lines 4, 12, and 9 all begin in the north of the city, and yes, I'm going through them in that order. Line 4 begins at Golis, where it heads south to Lindenthaler Strasse, where it meets up with lines 10 and 11. It then goes through an absolute spaghetti noodle of a dedicated route to Waldplatz and the city center. Line 12, meanwhile, begins in the creatively named Golis Nord, heading south and meeting with lines 10 and 11 at Litzgaustrasse. Its dedicated route south into the city is much less curvy than 4's, but it does meet up with 4, the green lines, and the light blue line at Goerdelering. They continue in this big clump of lines until Augustusplatz, where actually most line 12 trams terminate. This is the only line that terminates in the city center, though some trams do actually continue onwards to Technisches Rathaus. Much like the line 2 trams, line 12 trams that short turn or go on longer than they usually do aren't labeled 12E or anything. They're just apparently normal line 12 trams that go a little farther than normal. Line 4, meanwhile, dives west at Augustusplatz, sharing tracks with line 7 called Kokelerstrasse. It then curves south, with some line 4 trams labeled 4E short turning at Schkeuditzer Strasse. Regular Line 4 trams, which continue on from there though, turn sharply east, with trams then ending in Schkeuditz proper. Line 9 all the while begins in north at Tatra, where it makes a series of sharp turns to reach the Line 1 terminus at Machau Post. They share a right-of-way until Vollbedingstrasse, where Line 1 diverges. Line 1 then makes a gentle curve, very nice, very gentle, very chill, demure, I don't know, before actually cutting through the city center. Yeah. Instead of going around a ring, it just cuts through. It's kind of crazy to look at Leipzig and see how many interchanges between all the tram lines there are in the city center, but only Line 9 stops at Thomaskirche. Just kind of funny to me. It does rejoin the loop at Neues Rathaus, then dives south at Wilhelm-Leuschnerplatz. It shares trackage with lines 2 and 16 to Leipzig Bahnhof, which isn't much to look at nowadays, but trust me, 50 years back it looked incredible, where it then dives south, heading 4 dedicated stations. This line then has a sharp turn to meet up with lines 10 and 11 at Hitvik. After 10 branches off at Konowitzer Kreuz, 9 runs on the same right-of-way until diverging at Berkeleyberg Ost, with it terminating at S-Bahnhof Konowitz. And that's it, right? That's all of them. That's the trams of Leipzig. There's so many of them, and I'm so happy to cover every single one of them here. Except I'm missing one. That's right, there's one that's not on the map there. I lied. Okay, so it's the Tatra. These are the Czech, you said?
Yeah, the Czech.
All right, Czech, Soviet. God, I'm really hyped for this.
Yeah.
Retro tram vibes. Oh wow, that is very high floor. And 0 wait. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. There is. Overall thoughts on the Tatra so far is the seats are the most uncomfortable yet because they're like these plastic buckets. Also, I found the sand.
Yeah, the sand. Things in the middle.
Yeah.
Those prongs sticking out in the bumper.
Yes.
You can put flags on there.
Oh, cool.
It's for small flags. They used to do that when they were pretty modern. So like they're modernized now, which is how they got like these big like lamps and stuff. That's modern, and this big destination blind is also pretty modern.
Yeah.
It all just happened in the 90s, but before they had the bumper, they put like flags on there. I think the left one was the flag of the GDR, and the right one was the flag of Leipzig.
This is very old school streetcar core. I see Leipzig as one of those cool German cities that doesn't necessarily believe in benches.
Well, there's a bench at the break room.
Well, yeah. But like at the platform.
Yeah. Gonna change the destination. So when it comes here, the destination blinds should change.
Like, is it changing while in the loop or?
Usually when it's standing. So next time it's gonna do it. Look, it's changing now.
You can. Oh, cool! It's actually picking it up on camera. Yeah. Ah! The best!
Actually, I think something just happened. The destination inside.
Oh, interesting. So it's... That's kind of cool. So are we going to have to watch a repair? Ooh, okay. Different seat time. Let's see. That's the only thing different with these, right?
Yeah.
Oh, immediately off the bat, this is 7.55. Can we officially say that in one day we've ridden every single type of tram on this network?
We have.
Great. That's awesome. Huh? Alright, so we're back on here. We've been learning about the Tatras. Built 1968, delivered 78 to the late 80s.
Yeah, so 1968 until 1978 they were delivered, so late 70s to late 80s.
I would say from a foamer level, these are my favorite because they're just neat.
They're really nice.
I really love them. They've also been clearly very well taken care of, even though there's like some little bits of dusting. Like, it's not museum quality, but for an everyday service like vehicle, it's very clearly well maintained. It's loud, but not as loud as that first one today.
Yeah.
And also like they're shorter, they're more streetcar style, so it's two together plus the carriage. So I guess it's one tram pulling a unpowered tram pulling a carriage car.
Yeah, basically.
What do you think? Do you like the Tatras?
I like them. They're nice. I will give them a 7.75 too.
They've been meaning to retire them for years now.
Yeah.
So I guess ride them while you can. They're neat.
Yeah.
See, Leipzig also has a huge bus network. Between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., there is a night bus network that also includes a singular tram line, even though the rest of them are just taken over by buses. Yeah, it's weird. Anyways, this is the N17 tram from Paunsdorf to Lausen. I've seen this in operation. Do you know how eerie it is to see the major interchange at Hauptbahnhof with an empty platform and a singular tram coming through the fog at 3 in the morning? Okay, the only island platform on the entire network.
Yeah. It's kind of built as a passing loop, you know, with trains going this direction being on the left side and trains going in this direction also being on the left side. It's
Yeah.
very English here, it's very British.
British?
Yeah. But it's fun. It's a nice idea. You don't have a lot of space here, so it makes sense why they built it this way.
It's
but-
clever.
Yeah. And legal. So sure, why not?
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah. The rest of the line up to Wagen is single track anyway. So this is legal. Right?
Yeah. But that's it. That's Leipzig. Thank you, Val, for helping to make this happen. I'm certain I've gotten tendon eyes in his hand from all the writing and animating that went into this video. I like how I said that and it actually throbbed. I wasn't kidding. This took longer than expected to get done, but I really appreciate Val showing me around. I really value you as a friend and just, you're awesome. And she also helped me film all the tram reviews y'all have seen interspersed between the maps here. Anyways, let's answer a viewer question. Woo! This is one I'm really excited for, and this is one I'm certain was absolutely written in good faith. And this, not actually a question, is trams suck. They are low capacity, low frequency, low speed, low everything. And they still cost so much. If someone says they spur development, Metro literally does it better. If someone says they promote walkability, the tram literally blocks pedestrians in the pedestrianized areas. Wow, buddy, those are certainly words you just typed. Where is this info you're sharing coming from? Well, yes, I think that Leipzig, for instance, probably would absolutely benefit from some sort of U-Bahn. I will concede that trams aren't always the best transit mode. I mean, damn. I know I try not to talk about the States much here, but low-key I wish Seattle had gone for a proper heavy rail metro, not a glorified Stadtbahn. But you know, as a Tramberg girl, I really do think trams have their place, and they can actually really complement a heavy rail metro. And your low capacity, low frequency, anti-walkability comment is just completely false. Here's some graphs that prove otherwise. Trams are actually higher capacity than a bus, and in places like Leipzig City Center, you have trams coming literally every couple of minutes at times. I also want to mention some of the accessibility benefits of trams over buses, or just a lack of transit in general. And this goes beyond level boarding that makes it easy for people with, say, rollators or wheelchairs to board, but also just the benefit of having those rails on the ground means that you always know where a vehicle is going to be potentially moving, compared to a bus where that can kind of vary a bit. So I think that's another not often talked about major perk of trams. Oh, and if your trams are low capacity and frequent, you don't have a problem with trams themselves. You have a problem with city government and the associated transit and funding agencies. More often than not, that's either a mix of lack of funding, lack of proper infrastructure, or as a lot of trams here in Germany actually run dedicated rights of way for a lot of the routes, a lack of those. It could even be a sign of corruption, perhaps from the car lobby or NIMBYs in your community. Nobody likes a NIMBY. NIMBYs suck. If anything, I see trams as a way to speed up walking between places and not also giving an attractive alternative to cycling, particularly when the weather sucks. Looking at you, Bremen. Seriously, I think Bremen does that pretty well. To say they remove pedestrian space as well, I think it's also just completely false. A lot of the time, actually, well-constructed tram lines not only increase the development of new pedestrian-friendly spaces, but also the high use of grassy tram tracks, particularly here in Europe, not only dampens the sounds of the trams running, but also just adds a bit of green back into our cities. Don't just take it from me though. I want to recommend a great article from last year from the Barcelona-based outlet Tomorrow City called The Re-Emergence of the Tram, Transport for the Sustainable Transition, that I think is well worth the read. It just kind of goes a bit more in depth into the perks of trams in general. And to the commenter, and please don't go harass them, I'm not insulting you, I'm not dogging on you, but to me your comment reads as if you drive everywhere, or if your city does have a tramway, is perhaps fully in mixed traffic and not the best funded. And you know, maybe you should consider joining an advocacy group, or maybe even just engaging in a form of direct action, assuming that you are truly coming from a place of good faith. I feel like I really just got my city nerd on. I don't know how to end this off.
Batman Revenge the Joker!
You know what? Here's a video of my cat playing with a model train from last Christmas. Look at you. You're so beautiful.
Is that Carrie? Ow.
So it still has, it was like at the very tail end of the iPod. Oh, it's